Well, it's March now. It means we're a few months past the volleyball season, but that doesn't mean that Korrin Wild has been busy here on the court here. Talk about kind of what went through your schedule here the last few weeks.
About 2 weeks ago, I was actually had the honor of going to the women's national team tryout in Colorado Springs. We participated in a 2.5-day tryout in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center there, and experience of a lifetime, that's for sure. And it was awesome playing with some of the best post-college athletes and current athletes, and even some high school girls who are headed to big-time schools. It was pretty fun to meet just a ton of different people across the U.S. and play some really good volleyball.
So you had about 280 or so college-age kids there all at one time there. How did they put you through the ringers there?
It was a lot of like wave drills. So we the first day it was just kind of scattered. You were just kind of in a group, depending on what time you showed up in the day. And then after the first session, they split you off more into specific as far as level wise. And it was a lot of just quick three-ball like wave drills to where you'd play it out, a lot of 6-on-6, play it out, and if you win 2 out of the 3 balls, you get to play more, or you just get in the back of the line. So a lot of just getting the athletes in the court, in reps, and then getting them off quickly, because 287 athletes on 6 courts. It was pretty packed.
I mean, psychologically, probably just a little nervous there. Tell me what was going through your head at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect. A lot of people just kind of said, like, why not? Like, you never know if you don't try. And so it was always just a childhood dream of mine to just go and take my career to the highest level possible, and that's it. So being able to go, being that atmosphere, and definitely nerve-wracking because I went alone, and a lot of girls went with 3 or 4 of their teammates, so that calmed their nerves a little bit better. But it was good for me. It was good for me to kind of get out of my element and get outside the box and go try something completely on my own, and kind of get outside my comfort zone of what I see volleyball as here. And my experience here, I think, really just matured me and kind of propelled me into that tryout, and hopefully it will propel me into a professional career.
Well, we know you from being obviously an outside hitter here, being in the top 2 in the conference this past year, and both kills and points there, but also one of the team's top servers, led the conference 2 years ago in aces. But you weren't quite the same position there. Talk about what you did there. No,
I actually went as a defensive specialist libero. I'm a little bit short for a national team tryout. There's some 6'4", 6'6" girls there. Potentially could have gone as a right side, actually. They were pretty low on right sides. They only had about 26 total compared to 100 liberos that were there. But I went as a DS libero, feeling like that's more of my fit if I really want to take my career to the next level, and an indoor, that is. So I can be that outside hitter who's undersized and just kind of works the block of tall blockers and opponents, but in that atmosphere I felt comfortable that I could compete at a high level as a DS.
So obviously you've been one of the team's primary passers in the background these past few years. How would you rate how you performed in front of the big-time coaches? I've
always really loved passing. It's something that I thoroughly just enjoy doing, and it's something that I have never lacked confidence in. I've always just felt super comfortable doing it. So as far as ranking, I felt like I did well. I felt like I tried to play as much in the moment as possible, because how many people get to actually go participate in something like that. So and I do better when I play just in the moment, not worried about what coaches are there, or who's grading me or critiquing me. It just was going and playing with some strangers who were awesome and good volleyball players, and just enjoying myself. But I feel like I stacked up pretty well, not necessarily training as a libero. I pass all the time, so that was obviously to my benefit of being an outside hitter. You have to be able to kind of do it all. So I think that definitely worked to my advantage of just all the passing reps that I've taken here at state, just took me into that tryout. And then defense, I worked a lot in the off season on my defense, and it's still improving, and there's still improvements that need to be made. But just working ever since our season got done, that last day at Air Force, it was just a lot of motivation for me to kind of get going into my next chapter of life and my next chapter of my career.
Speaking of coaches, watching you, do you have a chance to meet Coach Korrin, the national team director?
Yeah, I actually surprised him a little bit. He was writing on the whiteboard, and I just was kind of like, I want to be on his team, so he should probably know who I am. So I tried to grab another girl. She was too shy to go introduce herself, but tried to get another girl, just say, hey, let's just go introduce ourselves. So I just walked up and said, hi, I'm Korrin Wild. I just thought I should meet you, and I thanked him for having us there, just because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I just said, thanks for having us. It should be a good time, and hopefully you see some girls that you like. And he just kind of was a little bit like, okay, and then he just kind of laughed and was like, yeah, it's great to meet you. So that was pretty fun. And then the big story that I've been bragging about is I got to have lunch with Michael Phelps, so that was pretty fun. They asked us not to bug him just because he's there training as a world-class athlete, so he's there to help the U.S. swim team and train right and eat right. So we didn't bug him too much with autographs and photographs, but I did get to have lunch right next to him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So who else did you see there? The famous Olympians that were on site just training at that point?
Gosh, I honestly couldn't name them, but to be on that facility and see how many athletes from all over the world. There was a ton of athletes from Brazil, France, Australia, Spain, just all over, and they're on our home turf and training with the best of the athletes that we have here. So just to see all the different cultures and all come together on that one facility and just know how much blood, sweat, and tears are going into that, and ultimately preparing for the next Summer Olympics in Rio. So that's pretty cool.
I heard the rumor the dining room is pretty stacked there too.
Man, that dining room, it's delicious, honestly. It's probably one of the best buffets I've been to, because it's technically a cafeteria, but it's definitely a world-class little buffet. We had steaks and potatoes and garlic bread and salad bars and sandwich bars and omelets, and yeah, so they definitely let us eat right, and you could go in at any point of the day. So they encourage a ton of water because the elevation, and eating right, eating healthy, good snacks throughout the day. So it was pretty fun.
So who was your roommate, and who else did you meet along the way?
I was actually two girls were my roommates. One was in high school. She's from Oregon. She's planning on going to a junior college in Oregon, in Salem. And then another girl, Colleen, she's from Chicago. She was pretty fun because she was from Chicago, so she talked with a pretty awesome accent, but she was a setter there. And she's at Indiana State, I believe.
Is there anybody else you kept in touch with since you left there?
Yeah, there was a couple girls from Utah who actually, I knew one of the girls transferred from UNLV, so I knew competing against her. She's at Utah now, so I met 4 of those girls, Utah State, and then a girl from UW, Krista. She's pretty awesome, so got to be friends with a couple people, and then a couple people from Oregon as well. So yeah, we had a good time just meeting each other and hanging out and figuring out all the different walks of life we've come from and the different career paths we've been through, and all ending up at that tryout was pretty neat.
Yeah. So now you have a chance now to get back to school here and get the last stuff wrapped up there for your career there. What are you doing right now as far as both in the classroom and also outside the classroom?
Right now I'm just trying to finish strong. I'm getting a little bit of senioritis, but it's definitely motivation because I graduate in 2 months, so that'll be pretty exciting. So it's just finishing, academics is something that's been very important to me, and it's something that's very important to the team here at State. So finishing that strong and graduating in 2 months will definitely be a big milestone for me. And then also off the court, on a different court, I'm actually coaching a 15s travel team. So I've coached for club for about 3 years now, 3 years as a head coach, and it's definitely matured me, and it's definitely allowed me to see a whole different part of the game and kind of understand, not at a college level, but understand just the whole other side of what Lauren, Mallory, and now Joe are gonna, partake each year, each day, and making sure the girls are on track with, school first, and then on the court, and then what they're doing off the court, and making sure that not just them as volleyball players, but them as young women to to really be a part of our community and participate in what's going on around us, and not just so worried about kind of ourselves or our own career, but really taking a look at 15-year-old girls and where they want to head, as far as they all have dreams of being a college student athlete, and I think that's great. So just encouraging and being a role model of pursuing your dreams till there's no end. So.
Got to ask you too, what was the swag you got from the training center?
Yeah, I got this little jacket. It's pretty nice. Got to wear that and got some sweatpants, and then went to the gift shop and got a shirt from my dad and mom and stuff. So got our USA gear, so we're pretty pumped.
Did anybody watch you online at the live stream?
Gosh, I had a ton of support. Yeah, a lot of people were watching me online, and there was a lot of prayers for me, definitely just for nerves and just trusting God that I'm going to pursue my dreams till I don't have them anymore, and see kind of what doors He'll open and close for me, and different people that I met. Just going there and being able to talk to people, like I said before, and really engaging in other people's lives and where they've come from, and just learning that it's important to just pursue goals and trust that things will happen out exactly how they're supposed to.
Well, with obviously most people with 2 months to go in their senior year, like a little bit worried about the future, but it's not like you actually kind of have some idea which way you're going to head to. What are some things you're looking at?
Right now, I'm trying to get kind of all my ducks in a row as far as playing professional volleyball overseas. My heart for volleyball is just so big, and I definitely don't feel like I'm done with my career. I feel like I've been blessed to not have a ton of injury in college, so my body is strong and I think can endure a couple more seasons of volleyball, and definitely my heart is in it. So hopefully going to go over to Europe or South America and begin my professional career. And not sure quite yet, haven't heard back from the U.S. team, but hopefully get my evaluation and kind of see what they say about my tryout, and see what they say about my potential future with them, to see if it's something that I could potentially go overseas, play for 2 or 3 years, and then just continue to try out here with the national team, because I know that it's important to kind of get your name out there. So that was the biggest reason why I wanted to do it this year, because it's like I needed to get my name in the system, and I believe I turned some heads, even being from Fresno State. We're on the uprise of a high-profile school, and our football team is doing a fantastic job of getting us on the map, and our volleyball team is working their butts off to continue to do that and continue to take our program to the next level. So just getting my name out there of who I am and what I could possibly do for them, and then just trying to look at a kind of a 3 to 5 year plan of playing overseas and potentially seeing where that could take me within the U.S. As far as volleyball or potential beach career. So.
If there's a dream place to play at, where would that be at, as far as country or club?
Oh, dream. Gosh, I mean, Brazil is a fantastic place to play. The competitive level that they play at is just fantastic, and I heard they pay pretty good, so that would be nice. I don't know. I mean, Italy would be beautiful. My priorities are the competitiveness first, because I do want to continue my career. It's not just kind of for fun or something that I just want to see the world. I do want to be on a team that's going to push me and allow me to grow as a player at the next level. So I think getting on a team that's competitive and is kind of my most important thing on my list right now. So I'm trying to figure out kind of the best way to do it all. Lauren and different people have advised me to get an agent, so I'm in the process of finishing my highlight film and making some final edits on my resume, and trying to get connected with a good agent who will represent me well and get me to a club that beautiful place to play, but also that plays at a high competitive level.
I'll look forward to following you there, the pro ranks there. I know you have a busy summer too with some camps around here, Fresno State, so we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Go Dogs.
Thanks, go Dogs.